Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital, Brennan's medical crisis. Will Sidwell's revenge end in tragedy? According to General Hospital spoilers, Jack Brennan may face a medical catastrophe if Jen Sidwell's retribution becomes tragic. Brennan has made an enemy out of Sidwell, so let's talk about the danger to his safety. Brennan wasn't pleased with Sidwell getting in Carly Spencer's face and making veiled threats. That's why Brennan chose to issue his own direct threat. In the February 27th episode, Brennan effectively proclaimed Carly off-limits. If Sidwell continues to cause difficulty for Carly, Brennan has threatened to blow a bomb on him and finish what he started in Africa. Of course, this was a risky move since Brennan brought attention to what he had already done to Sidwell and threatened to do further damage. Sidwell must be angry now, and he may wind up preparing a bad outcome if Brennan pushes him too far. Carly and Brennan will go on a date from March 3rd to 7th, but things will go awry at some point. Someone is going to cause a surprise disruption. Could it be Sidwell? Sidwell doesn't like being threatened, so he may send a message by approaching Carly again on her night out with Brennan. It could be Sidwell's way of demonstrating that he does what he wants, and Brennan isn't about to tell him otherwise. Regardless, Brennan threw down the gauntlet and may come to regret it if he has made himself a lethal target. Brennan is not untouchable, despite his intelligence and lack of fear. Valentine Cassadine showed this when he nearly erased Brennan from the map in that German spa. Brennan would have died if Carly had not come to his rescue. That's why Sidwell might easily target Brennan at some point, potentially causing a severe medical disaster. It's easy to see Carly sitting beside Brennan's hospital bed, fearful of what might happen next. Carly may understand how much she cares for Brennan if she almost loses him. Brennan may survive Sidwell's probable attack on him, but we need also contemplate the probability that he will be killed. If GH decides that the current recasting issue isn't working, Brennan might be removed entirely. According to General Hospital spoilers, Brennan's decision to antagonize Sidwell may cause problems, so we'll keep you updated on any bad news that comes up. GH spoilers, Willow cracks moves in with Drew. According to General Hospital spoilers, Drew Quartermaine has been working hard to keep his relationship with Willow Corinthos intact. Willow felt Tracy Quartermaine's fury after he was found slipping into the Quartermaines' gatehouse to see her, so she opted to return to her mother, Nina Reeves. She mentioned looking for a place for herself and her children, but Drew beat her to the punch. General Hospital spoilers, will initially refuse to move in together when Drew informed Willow that the new property he purchased was supposed to be a home for them and their children. She looked like she had seen a ghost. While Drew appears to be on the verge of a meaningful romance, Willow is not quite there yet. She split from Michael Corinthos because of Drew, but there hasn't been time or room to sort through the situation yet. Michael was burned in a firebombing at Sonny Corinthos' apartment, just as it appeared that he and Willow were about to face off in a custody fight to remember. He is currently recovering at a burn clinic in Germany, and Willow is left to hold all of the parts at home. Willow thought it was far too early to consider moving in with Drew. She doesn't always appear to know if she wants a divorce. General Hospital spoilers, are Willow and Michael really over? The pair has yet to sit down and discuss anything. Willow recently stated that the trouble in her marriage was that she and Michael never dealt with anything. What if they did? If Willow and Michael could speak clearly, would she still want to leave? Would Drew have the same appeal? Then there are the kids, Wiley and Amelia. Willow informed Drew that Wiley continues to believe that when Michael recovers, he will return home and the family will reunite. Willow's one wise decision in all of this disaster was not to share it with her children. Hopefully, she decides to figure out what she really wants before talking to Wiley. General Hospital spoilers, will Willow change her mind and make the move? Willow and Drew's relationship is odd. She will dig in and make a conclusion only to alter her mind after hearing him speak. Willow's cult experience has shown that she is easily led, and Drew appears to have a similar effect on her. Do you think she'll listen to him and opt to go against her better sense by moving in too soon? Sonny becomes suspicious. Lucky has regained consciousness, but he remains in his hospital bed resting. I have a favor to ask, he tells someone. Does he want to get out? Or maybe something from Bobby's instead of hospital fare. Jordan has dinner reservations with Sidwell and expects to acquire some information from him about his intentions for Port Charles, but Isaiah knows how dangerous this guy is and does not want her jeopardizing her safety by interrupting his scheme. If you get in the way of that, he will get rid of you, he tells you. He's outspoken, she's guarded, but despite their differences, Molly appears to be warming up to Cody, and he gets her to open up a little. Maybe one day I'll work up the courage to say exactly that, she says with a wink. Rick grabs a snack at Bobby's and attempts to control Ava. I would not push your luck on that front if I were you, the attorney warns. Is this about Christina or Sonny's new custody arrangement? It appears that asking Jason to claim paternity for her kid hasn't alleviated any of the tension surrounding her pregnancy. I'm not sure how much more I can take, she admits, shaking her head. Jason comments, you want to be the one calling the shots. But will he follow her lead? Sonny was warned not to respond after learning that Sidwell was conspiring with Drew to seize his waterfront property. Looking back on everything that has happened, Sonny is anxious that he has missed something vital. This isn't adding up, he says. Cyrus Renaud has officially exited the storylines, signaling the end of his reign of terror in Port Charles. His departure occurred following a dramatic altercation with Jocelyn Jacks, who fired 2 rounds at him. Jocelyn had discovered his secret lair and initially thought it was empty. Determined to unearth evidence linking him to Dex Heller's murder, she scoured the premises, uncovering damning evidence. Cyrus had gotten into a furious argument with Elizabeth Baldwin earlier that evening, and he ended up stabbing Lucky Spencer in the leg with a digitalis-filled needle. But his woes did not end there. When he returned to his hiding, he saw Jocelyn snooping through his possessions. The altercation immediately escalated. Cyrus grabbed an axe and prepared to attack, but Jocelyn was faster. She pressed the trigger twice, bringing their standoff to an abrupt end. Jeff Kober on his exit. Jeff Kober recently spoke with Soap Opera Digest on his leaving and expressed gratitude for his time on the show. This was a character that was supposed to last 6 months, and here it is, 5 years later, he told me. He expressed gratitude to executive producer Frank Valentini and sent a heartfelt message to the fans. I would like to thank the audience for working through their initial hatred of Cyrus, at least, from what I saw on social media, to eventually accepting him as a character worthy of their attention, a place to channel their frustrations and judgments, Kober told reporters. He went on to say, I truly appreciate the fans' appreciation of me, the character, and the stories we were able to tell together. The GH audience is like no other, loyal, passionate, and truly wonderful in my experience. While no one will mourn the chaos Cyrus left behind, many GH viewers will undoubtedly miss Kober's incredible performances and the unpredictable drama he brought to the show. Will you miss Cyrus Renaud's presence at Port Charles? Rena Sofer from General Hospital untangles Lois' web of lies. Rena Sofer, who plays General Hospital's Lois, can't wait for the drama that is about to unfold. In case you missed it, Lois concealed her secret grandchild, Gio, in plain sight for over 20 years without informing her daughter that she was giving Brooke Lynn's baby to a cousin for adoption. Brooke Lynn's decision to look for her child is likely to cause tension between the mother and daughter. What's interesting to me is that Lois left Port Charles because she didn't want to raise her daughter with the Quartermaines' lies and deception, Sofer told Soap Opera Digest. She's been living on that high horse for quite a long time, and now she's going to have to deal with the fact that she isn't on that horse anymore. Sofer went on to say that Lois had good intentions when she arranged for her cousin Camila to adopt Gio and was doing what she thought was best for everyone involved. You can go back in time and have the understanding that we make choices as parents that we think are really good, but once it plays out, it's like, oh, crap, that probably wasn't the smartest move, pondered she. That's what will happen to Lois. She only wanted to care for her child and the child she had. It wasn't malevolent. There's no doubting that her decisions in this, while not meant with any evil intent, did not turn out like that, she told reporters. As for why Lois hasn't yet told Brooke Lynn the truth about Gio, Sofer speculated, if I were a betting person, I would say it's because she knows if she comes clean, it could be the last time her daughter has anything to do with her. The delectable storyline has been a real treat for Sofer, who returned to GH in October 2023. When you're a recurring character who comes back to a show, it's so fortunate to not be in the serving coffee part of the action, said the actress. I'm a part of a fantastic, intriguing story that I can believe. I get to have a genuine voice in this story, and that's amazing. So for tease that the rest of the plot plays out very slowly when Brooklyn's husband Chase, baby daddy Dante, Gio, and his grandparents Ned, Olivia, and Sonny, as well as great-grandmother Tracy, realize what happened over 2 decades ago. This story brings so many different people into it, she said with a smile. It unifies a number of people in a really unique way, and I love that. Previewing what is to come for her character, Sofa reveals, someone comes to Port Charles, and the drama around that drives Brooklyn to get very angry with Lois. It turns out that what Brooklyn is upset over isn't the major issue. So, I'm like, get ready. General Hospital spoilers, the writers made a huge mistake with Drew. According to General Hospital News, some observant viewers have once again noted that the show's writers have been making some major blunders. But this time, it's about Drew. General Hospital spoilers, the writers made this huge mistake with Drew. Some fans have pointed out that the writers made a major mistake with Drew, as members of Congress are elected every 4 years rather than every 2. However, Drew and Nina had a conversation in which they discussed how he would not have to face the voters again for another 4 years. If that wasn't enough, they've never had to return to DC since their inauguration. It has also been highlighted that freshman members have great authority and spend their time micromanaging a single city. So, what gives? Of course, the internet had a lot to say about the situation. Some detractors even stated, I don't understand why they chose to have him run for the U.S. Congress over the New York State Senate or Assembly. It would have made more sense for him to stay in PC and travel to Albany for meetings/votes. Plus, on a local level, he would have had the power that he claims to have as a junior member. Another critic wrote, the inconsistencies surrounding Drew's status as a congressman are so annoying because they aren't being fudged to make for genuine drama. For example, when they said Drew could use eminent domain for the Esplanade project, I had to look into it. There was also this comment, if they wanted Drew to be a politician and still around Port Charles or actively involved in its governance, he could have been a city council member or in the state assembly. General Hospital spoilers, what's next for Drew? The state legislatures are not in session as frequently, and most state-level politicians still have full-time jobs and businesses, with their state office serving as a side hustle. Laura Collins may soon find herself backed into a corner. What's the newest development? Dr. Kevin Collins may be in greater danger than he thinks. John Lindstrom, the superb actor who has long played the dependable doctor, has lately joined the cast of the new CBS soap, Beyond the Gates. Naturally, this has sent shockwaves among General Hospital fans, who are left wondering what fate awaits Kevin if Lindstrom decides to focus on his new career. In a town like Port Charles, where vendettas and power maneuvers drive every decision, getting out is rarely easy or bloodless. The threat looming over Laura Jens Sidwell has already made his presence known in Port Charles, and his desire for dominance grows by the day. His recent transfer to Windermere, as well as his viewpoint, were not coincidental. Michael Corinthos was nearly blasted to shreds in Sonny Corinthos' apartment. Though nothing has been established, the fact that he was observing at the exact moment of the explosion raises suspicions. Sidwell has now formed a collaboration with Drew Quartermaine, which has caused some concern. What is their goal? Seize control of Sonny's peers and restructure Port Charles's power structure. But those who know Sidwell understand one thing, his ambitions come at a cost, and anyone who gets in his way is a target. Laura, the city's resolute mayor, has no intention of caving to Sidwell's demands, especially considering his past of violence. After all, not long ago, he nearly murdered her own son, Lucky Spencer, by injecting him with digitalis. She knows what he's capable of, and she's not about to give him the authority he desires. Unfortunately, Sidwell has ways to obtain what he wants. Drew Quartermaine's growing resentment. Drew has always lived in the shadow of his brother, Jason Morgan, whom he never truly knew. Learning his true identity was one thing, watching his life collapse in the aftermath was another. Sam McCall, with whom he formerly had a profound connection, ultimately picked Jason over him. Sonny and Carly Spencer, who had formerly accepted Jason as family, seemed to withdraw the minute he returned. The resentment has only grown, and Drew sees an opportunity to change his fate by demolishing all Jason stood for. Aligning himself with Sidwell was more than just a strategic decision, it was also personal. Drew has set his sights on Sonny's empire, which Jason struggled to safeguard. And if Laura refuses to accept his goal, she becomes yet another impediment to his success. Drew, however, is not the only one with leverage. Sidwell has made it clear, resistance has repercussions. A sinister warning: Cyrus Renault has already left a trail of carnage in his wake, with Lucky Spencer, his most recent victim, barely surviving the Digitalis poisoning. With Cyrus gone, Sidwell may decide to carry on where he left off, but this time, his focus switches to another character close to Laura. Kevin Collins, a beloved doctor and Laura's rock, could soon find himself in danger. If Lucky's near-death experience wasn't enough to persuade Laura, maybe another tragedy will. Sidwell is not beyond making his threats brutally true, and Kevin may suffer an accident at any time. Perhaps he was involved in an automobile accident late at night while driving home from General Hospital. Perhaps another dose of Digitalis was inserted into his system by an unknown individual. Or something even more sinister: Sidwell has demonstrated that he does not play fair. What is known is that the pressure is increasing. Will Laura give in? Laura has spent her life fighting for what is right, never succumbing to threats or intimidation. But this time, the stakes are too high. If Sidwell is eager to pursue Kevin, what prevents him from going after someone else next? He has already demonstrated a determination to eliminate his foes. Jason. Anna Devane. Lucky. Kevin may be next on that list. Laura is running out of alternatives. Will she stay firm and refuse to let criminals control Port Charles's future? Or will she be forced to make a difficult decision, to give up her convictions in order to keep the people she loves safe? The answer may arrive sooner than expected, and once it comes, Port Charles will never be the same. Drew's massive deception, Jocelyn's fateful decision, and Chase's incredible idea. Jason was stunned as Drew flatly lied to Carly, Anna, the ADA, and Willow all in the same sentence. He stood there with a straight face, claiming Jason was not at his residence when Cyrus was reportedly killed. Carly immediately began laying into Drew, pleading for Willow to wake up. Zombie Willow simply kept saying Drew would never lie. Drew, on the other hand, continued to lie to Willow as he drove her back to his house. Diane was successful in getting Jason released from the PCPD, but Anna cautioned Carly that they needed to find out who killed Cyrus and put Jason up because they were professional and would do it again. PCU's own spy, the professional who killed Cyrus, complained to Jack Brennan that she was a college student, not a super spy. Jocelyn didn't understand why Jack wanted her to join the WSB. Jack believed it was because Jocelyn was intelligent, resourceful, and determined to make a difference in the world. Jocelyn informed Jack that she refused to kill anyone. Jack was fine with it because the WSB has other employees who could handle the job. Joss would continue to be a college student who could work quietly and covertly. Joss eventually accepted Jack's offer in honor of Dex. She was surprised to find that she was departing for spy school that night. Chase surprises Brooklyn. Chase couldn't wait to tell her his latest plan for them to become parents. They could have a child who was a combination of both of them if Finn consented to be their sperm donor. He even asked them both to call Finn immediately away and recommend it. Brooklyn had to tell her spouse, and she didn't think it was a good idea. How would Finn feel if someone else raised his child? How would the child react if they discovered that their uncle was their biological father one day? Chase left for the boxing gym, leaving Brooklyn crying in bed until Lois arrived to soothe her. General Hospital spoilers reveal that Michael and Willow reconcile. According to General Hospital teasers, Michael and Willow are likely to reconcile. At the very least, that is what fans hope for. General Hospital spoilers, Michael and Willow reunite. There is widespread anticipation that Michael and Willow will reconcile in a plot that fans will talk about for years. That is, of course, if Willow and Drew do not realize they are soulmates and live happily ever after. But only if Michael and Willow remain single for a while to figure out what they want for themselves before moving on. Of course, the internet has a lot to say about this possible scenario. Some critics expressed hope that the show will reveal that CM Drew was never truly Drew and was an imposter, even if it means killing him off. Another wrote, "OMG. I was rooting for Willow and Michael to find their way back to each other, but without giving any SP. However, I envision a kidnapping situation initially, followed by the Michael-Willow-Sasha triangle. General Hospital spoilers, what happens next in Port Charles? And then there was this comment as well. I could see Willow falling apart, realizing how stupid she's been and how everyone else was right, and begging Michael for another chance, and I would hope he tells her that she needs to get some real help and work through her trauma before he'd even consider it. There is, of course, also potential for a triangle to form with Sasha. GH spoilers, Lois doubles down on hiding Gio, thwarts Brooke Lynn's efforts to find her child. General Hospital spoilers claim that Port Charles is bracing for the explosion of a family secret, with Lois Cerullo at the center of a decades-long lie. Lois is desperate to keep Giovanni Gio Palmieri, the boy Brooke Lynn Quartermain gave up for adoption as a youngster, a secret from her daughter and everyone else. When Brooke Lynn revealed her past to her husband, Harrison Chase, she unlocked a desire she had not realized she had to find her missing child. Lois is compelled to delve in, desperate to safeguard the truth about Joe's identity. Prepare for plenty of tension and guilt ahead. General Hospital spoilers, a desperate cover-up. Lois has kept Joe's origins hidden since orchestrating his adoption years ago, guaranteeing she will always know her grandson, even if Brooke Lynn thought he was gone forever. Now that Gio is in Port Charles, Lois is doubling down on her secret. She's willing to mislead, confuse, or even enlist the assistance of an old ally to keep Brooke Lynn from discovering the truth. Her motivations appear to be love and control, but revealing Joe's parentage may expose her deception and jeopardize her relationship with her daughter. GH spoilers, Brooke Lynn's confession fuels her search. Brooke Lynn just bared her soul to Chase, saying she gave up a baby as a teen, a wound she has carried silently for years. She did not tell that Dante Falconeri is the father, but Chase's encouragement has fueled her. She's now wondering if her child is out there, and with Chase at her side, she's beginning to consider the likelihood of finding her child. This week, a gut feeling or a stray clue, such as Joe's age or a recognizable trait, could lead her closer to the truth. Brooke Lynn's pursuit of Gio, unaware that he is her son, may press Lois into a corner, setting up a mother-daughter confrontation for the ages. General Hospital spoilers, a dangerous secret. Lois's scheme not only kept Gio hidden from Brooke Lynn, but also from Dante. If Brooke Lynn discovers Gio and all the pieces fall into place, Dante's world will be turned upside down, especially since he was unaware of the pregnancy. Chase, who is now supportive, may be shocked to hear that his partner Dante is the father, while Ned Quartermain may turn on Lois for keeping the truth from him. Gio, who was reared without this history, may resent being used as a pawn in Lois' strategy. As Brooke Lynn gets closer, Lois' grasp on the lie may weaken, and the fallout could split the Quartermain and Falconeri families equally. Drew Quartermain's desire for vengeance may ultimately be his doom. His collaboration with Jen Sidwell has already sparked suspicion, but the farther he goes into this perilous partnership, the more precarious his situation gets. What began as a planned move to undermine Sonny Corinthos' business and assert his own dominance may quickly escalate out of control. Drew's determination to upend Port Charles's power dynamic drives his every choice, but he may not understand he's playing with fire until it is too late. A dangerous gambit. Drew has made it obvious that he wants Sonny off the docks. The idea to relocate the Esplanade to Pier 55 would compel Sonny to lose control of his long-held area, which Drew is delighted to see happen. His resentment for Sonny and Jason Morgan is strong, and now that he has Sidwell's resources at his disposal, he believes he has the upper hand. Anyone who has ever crossed Sonny knows one thing: he never gives up without a fight. If Drew believes he can remove Sonny from the equation without ramifications, he is gravely incorrect. Sonny has endured years of betrayal, threats, and assassination attempts. He does not simply retaliate, he annihilates any who dare to challenge him. If Drew isn't careful, his ambition may make him Sonny's next target. Sidwell's true nature aligning with Sidwell has proven to be an even bigger mistake. Drew is well aware of Sidwell's violent past. After all, he kept Lucky Spencer captive and nearly murdered him, but his rage at Sonny and Jason has blinded him to the dangers. He believes he can control the partnership, but Sidwell is not your typical businessman. He's a predator who only establishes alliances when they fit his larger goals. Drew may believe he is utilizing Sidwell, but the truth is quite the opposite. Sidwell regards Drew as a useful pawn in his own power grab, and when Drew's usefulness expires, Sidwell will not hesitate to eliminate him. The true risk comes when Sidwell starts asking more than Drew is willing to offer. The threat to Drew's loved one. Sidwell is not a man who relies solely on trust. If he sees Drew weakening in his dedication, he will not hesitate to remind him who is in charge. And in Sidwell's view, that entails utilizing leverage. Scout Quartermaine, Drew's cherished daughter, might easily be targeted. If Sidwell sees Drew sliding out of his control, he can use Scout to keep him in check. The sheer prospect of harm to his young girl would be enough to force Drew's hand, tying him to Sidwell even when he wanted to go. But the risk does not end there. Willow Corinthos, along with her children, could be caught in the crossfire. Sidwell has no qualms about using innocent people as bargaining chips, and Drew's deepening relationship with him puts everyone he cares about in danger. Drew's escape becomes increasingly impossible as he delves deeper. Drew's political career is also on the line, in addition to the personal consequences. His congressional ambitions could be entirely ruined if word of his relationship with Sidwell spreads. While Sidwell has been able to keep his misdeeds hidden thus far, it is only a matter of time before something goes public. Drew's political ambitions are doomed if he is still tied to Sidwell at the time. His reputation would be devastated, and all hope of making a constructive difference in Port Charles would vanish. Worse, if his involvement in Sidwell's unlawful acts is discovered, he may face legal consequences. Drew may believe he has control, but he is treading a fine line, and it is going to snap. Drew's world will undoubtedly come crumbling down. Whether it's Sonny's revenge, Sidwell's duplicity, or the aftermath of a public scandal, the walls are closing in. Will he realize his error before it's too late? Will his drive for power and revenge cost him everything? Whatever happens, Drew Quartermaine's future is becoming increasingly bleak. Sasha's kidnapper outburst disrupts Sidwell meeting Carly's job offer. Sasha Gilmore Corbin's kidnapping outburst disrupted Jen Sidwell's meeting before Carly Spencer made a job offer. At Bobby's, Ava Jerome attempted to convince Rick Lansing that all of the custody issues had been resolved by approaching Sonny Corinthos for a conversation about Avery Corinthos. Christina Corinthos Davis lost her cool when sitting with Sonny and rehashed how Ava was to blame for her baby's death. Rick supported Ava and eventually pointed out that the child belonged to Molly Lansing Davis, prompting Sonny to tell Rick to back off. Molly and Alexis Davis were close and witnessed the chaos, so Alexis interfered before it escalated any further. Cody Bell stayed contrite to Sasha at the Quartermaine mansion and reassured her that everything was fine. Cody later spoke with Molly, who was annoyed by all of the commotion with her parents. Jason Morgan also noticed Sasha's struggle since Monica Quartermaine was pressuring her about the baby. Despite Jason's offer of help and money, Sasha insisted on raising this child on her own. Sonny met with Jason in his hotel suite, and they talked about the Cyrus Renault cabin frame-up and the potential that someone was only looking to cast suspicion on Jason as a reasonable candidate. When Sonny found out Drew Quartermaine refused to corroborate Jason's alibi, he labeled him a son of a bitch. Talk went to concerns about Sidwell collaborating with Drew on this Esplanade project, which threatens Sonny's territory. Sonny and Jason questioned if Sidwell was responsible for the penthouse explosion, but Sonny didn't see why Sidwell would try to murder him before going through legal means to bring him down. Jason finally pushed Sonny to find a more permanent place to reside, so Sonny made a decision he did not want to make. Olivia Quartermaine asked Carly for help getting Sasha away from the Quartermaines. Carly agreed with the notion of offering Sasha a job and a place at the Metro Court. Meanwhile, Natalia Ramirez mistakenly boarded the same elevator as Sidwell, resulting in an awkward journey. Sidwell informed Natalia that he would not tell the Deception Gang about their previous marriage. Lucy Coe drew Sidwell away from his Metro Court meeting with Jordan Ashford to discuss a rare mineral sale, but he demanded a 5% ownership in the company. Natalia, Lucy, and Maxie Jones all participated in this business meeting with Sidwell. When Sasha and Carly appeared, Sasha flipped out and informed the table that Sidwell had kidnapped her. After Sasha complained about being held at gunpoint and locked in a room with a bomb, Carly supported her. Maxie was hesitant to conduct business with Sidwell after Sasha's admission, but Natalia acted as if the transaction was imperative. Lucy still wanted to move forward, but Sidwell offered them some time to consider his offer, albeit they couldn't delay too long. At GH, Isaiah Gannon paid Lucky Spencer, who was okay with Jason removing Cyrus. Lucky wasn't keen on going to Cyrus level, but Christina believed it seemed like the judicial system hadn't failed Lucky in the same way that it did her. Back with Isaiah, he was not pleased with Jordan's plot against Sidwell and made some hazardous predictions. Jordan held firm, so Isaiah accepted her decision as the conversation became flirtatious. Sasha visited with Carly again in her office and was offered a position at the Metro Court. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.